Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to explore one of the most thought-provoking books about life, happiness, and letting go of the things that don't truly matter. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson. Have you ever spent hours thinking about something someone said about you? Have you ever worried so much about other people's opinions that you stopped yourself from doing something you really wanted to do? If so, perhaps the answer isn't trying harder. Perhaps you need to learn how to care less about the things that don't truly matter. In The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, Mark Manson doesn't tell us to become cold, careless, or indifferent. Instead, he encourages us to understand something much more important. We don't have enough energy to care about everything. So we have to choose what deserves our attention. Part 1. You can't care about everything. Many of us want everything to be perfect. We want everyone to like us. We want to be successful. We want to look good. We want approval. And most importantly, we want to avoid failure. But there is a problem. We cannot care deeply about everything. Every time you worry about something, you spend a little piece of your mental energy on it. So the real question isn't, how can I stop caring? The better question is, what is actually worth caring about? If other people's opinions become more important than your own values, your life slowly turns into an attempt to please everyone. And that's an impossible job. You don't need everyone to approve of you. You need to know what matters to you. Part 2. Problems are part of life. We often imagine that a good life is a life without problems, but that's not realistic. Every stage of life comes with its own difficulties. More money may bring new responsibilities. A better career may bring more pressure. A relationship can bring love, but it can also require patience, communication, and compromise. So perhaps the goal isn't to eliminate problems. The goal is to choose better problems. Someone who wants to become physically strong must accept the discomfort of training. Someone who wants a healthy relationship must be willing to communicate and compromise. Someone who wants to achieve something meaningful must accept uncertainty and failure. So instead of asking, how can I avoid pain? Ask, what is the worth struggling for? The problems we choose can shape the life we create. Part 3. You can't control everything. A huge amount of our stress comes from trying to control things that are outside our control. Other people's opinion, other people's behavior, the past, unexpected events, things that have already happened. We can't control all of these things, but we can control something incredibly important. Our response. Imagine someone judges you unfairly. You cannot control their thoughts, but you can decide whether you will spend the entire day thinking about their opinion. Not caring doesn't mean having no emotions. It means refusing to give every event complete control over your mind. Part 4. Responsibility is not the same as blame. One powerful idea in the book is that something may not be your fault, but your response is still your responsibility. Maybe someone treated you badly. You didn't choose what they did. You aren't responsible for their behavior, but you're responsible for what you do next. You can spend years blaming them, or you can say, I didn't choose what happened, but I can choose what I do from this point forward. That shift can be incredibly powerful because it moves you from helplessness toward personal responsibility. Part 5. Failure is not your enemy. We live in a world that loves to display success. We see achievements, beautiful lifestyles, successful careers, and happy relationships. But we rarely see the failures behind them. We don't see the nights of doubt. We don't see the mistakes. We don't see the moments when people wanted to give up. So when we fail, we may think something is wrong with us. But failure can be information. Sometimes you have to try something and discover that it isn't right for you. Sometimes a failed relationship teaches you something important about yourself. Sometimes a bad decision changes the way you think for the rest of your life. Instead of asking, how can I never fail? Ask, what can the failure teach me? Part 6. Choose better values. The values we choose determine the direction of our lives. If your most important values are money, popularity, appearance, or approval, your happiness will always depend heavily on things outside yourself. But values such as honesty, courage, growth, responsibility, learning, and love give you something more stable to build your life around. For example, if your value is constant improvement, failure can become part of your growth. But if your only value is winning, every failure may feel like proof that you're not good enough. So a meaningful life isn't necessarily a life without problems. It's a life built around values that are worth pursuing. Part 7. Remember that life is limited. We don't have unlimited time. We cannot read every book, visit every country, meet everyone, experience every opportunity. Every choice means giving up another possibility, and strangely, this limitation can make life more meaningful. When you realize that your time is limited, you may stop spending so much energy trying to prove yourself to people who don't really matter. You may stop explaining yourself to everyone. You may stop chasing approval, and you may start spending more time with the people and experiences that genuinely matter to you. Final message. The subtle art of not giving a fuck isn't about becoming careless. It's about becoming selective. You don't have to make everyone like you. You don't have to succeed all the time. You don't have to avoid every mistake. You don't have to create a life without pain. Instead, you can choose what deserves your attention. You can take responsibility for your response. You can choose problems that are worth solving, and you can stop trying to create a perfect life and start creating a meaningful one. Perhaps real peace begins when we stop asking, how can I make everything go my way? And start asking, among all the things I cannot control, what is still within my control today? That question can change the way you see your life, because sometimes happiness doesn't come from getting everything we want. Sometimes it comes from finally realizing what we don't need to care about anymore. If this summary helped you, share it with someone who may need a reminder that their life doesn't have to be controlled by other people's opinions.